This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald clarified in Parliament yesterday his ministry's efforts to ensure that outstanding money for teachers is paid.
The minister outlined the effort that went into identifying the teachers affected by reclassifications, transfers, and promotions dating back more than a decade.
Our primary duty is to ensure that they are treated properly and fairly. And as minister, I take that very serious. So when I became minister and I realized that this was the case, Mr. Speaker, I authorized within my ministry a unit who for 8 to 9 months did nothing, 8 to 9 months ensured that we were able to find out who these teachers were, how much they were owed, and were able to have that documented and sent to the Ministry of Finance. In March or April of last year, after about 8 to 9 months, we did that. Mr. Speaker, I authorized tens of thousands of dollars in overtime to get that done. That's how serious I was about it.
Union President Belinda Wilson has said that teachers are owed a sum in excess of $5 million. However, Minister Fitzgerald says the number determined by his ministry is closer to $4.5 million, and that if it is later determined that more money is owed, his ministry would ensure that it is paid.
I met with the member for Golden Dials, Minister of State for Finance. We went over it. We agreed that we would pay $1 million in June of 2013 to the teachers, which we did. The accumulated amount that we calculated was $4.5 million, a staggering amount. As I said, over a decade of accumulation. The remaining $3.5 million was put in this year's budget. And we will pay the teachers that $3.5 million during the course of this year, Mr. Speaker. We will pay it.
Meantime, teachers at some New Providence schools left their classrooms today for union meetings off campus. Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson says members remain on work to rule, alleging that executive officers have been denied access to school premises for meetings. Shop stewards have also reportedly been denied permission to post notices. In a statement issued today, Wilson said the Minister of Education is blatantly disregarding instructions from the Prime Minister after a meeting last Friday with the union. The teachers are crying shame on the minister, who they say refuses to meet to have this matter resolved. Yesterday, the education minister said the union will not be allowed to hold meetings on school campuses during school hours. The Free National Movement says it fears value-added tax will seriously impair the already weak, uncompetitive and struggling Bahamian economy. In a statement issued by the party yesterday, FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis said such callous disregard for the Bahamian tradition and political necessity for consultation and for the informed consent of the governed is simply unacceptable. Further, the statement called on the government to immediately, quote, come clean, end quote, to the people and explain precisely and clearly what the circumstances are which have prompted this sudden lurch toward the imposition of VAT.
But PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts said in a counter statement that Dr. Minnis must have bumped his head and suffered memory loss. He said how else to explain Dr. Minnis' scolding for a debt crisis created by his own party. In fact, Mr. Roberts said in an interview with the Tribune in January of this year, former State Minister for Finance and Cabinet colleague of Dr. Minnis, Zhivago Lang, revealed that the Free National Movement would have treated the implementation of that as an urgent priority if the party had been re-elected in May of 2012. He said given what is at stake for the Bahamas, Minnis' dishonesty is particularly loathsome.
Hoteliers in West Palm Beach are welcoming Bahamas Air's recently launched direct flights to that destination. In fact, representatives for both the Hawthorne Suites and Best Western Hotel, William Murray, says apart from the economic boost for hotel owners, Bahamians will also benefit.
Very excited about the opportunity to bring people in from Nassau. We think that we can not only accommodate all their needs and beat their expectations for maybe showing what Palm Beach County has to offer. Shopping, food, entertainment. I really think we have what it takes to keep people coming back here. So.
The police force is always looking for proactive ways of dealing with serious crime in the country, and it seems they have found another such avenue through the Boys Club of the Bahamas. Started some time ago, the organization targets boys and teens from primary and junior high school level. Today, the Boys Club is in 18 primary schools and 3 junior high schools across the country. In fact, the organization expanded its reach to the Carmichael Primary School, where it welcomed 86 new members and installed 11 officers and 7 advisors. Boys Club President is Reverend Samuel Roll.
Our motto is changing a generation, respect, discipline, communication, where we try to foster a good relationship with these boys in the school and hope that parents will be more support of our program that we do in the various primary schools.
Police Superintendent Stephen Dean says he's overjoyed at the possibilities this new club provides, as it will help steer young boys in the right direction. He made a pledge on behalf of the police force to support the initiative 100%. Principal Earl Smith says he's proud to welcome the club to his campus and believes it will help build a better learning environment.
I really wish to encourage all our parents and all those men out there in the society nearby in the Carmichael Road area to come and help us with our boys to change this generation.
We believe that it's going to go a long way, and instilling values. What has happened, we have seen a lot of our values have been eroded, and we believe by instilling values in the young boys at an early age, it's going to cause them to be productive citizens.
Coming up in sports, 8 of the top teams in college basketball fight for victory in the 2013 Battle for Atlantis.
How's the real estate market here?
And later on in Family Island news, the turnaround agents are happy for in Exuma Real Estate. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. Commonwealth Bank has announced a 35% year-over-year comprehensive net income increase to $39.3 million for the first 9 months of 2013. The bank attributes those results to lower costs associated with reductions in non-performing and charged-off loans. Executive Chairman William B. Sands Jr. said while the bank is cautiously optimistic about the remainder of 2013, it's closely monitoring pending changes in the regulatory and tax environments for 2014. In other business news, the first public forum on value-added tax, or VAT, will take place tonight. State Minister for Finance Michael Alcides said the new tax reform will provide the revenue government needs to reverse the economic situation to one with a reduced debt servicing ratio. He added that if steps are not taken now to make the necessary adjustments to improve the efficiency of revenue collection, the country's fiscal stance will be significantly worsened in the very near future. Minister Alcides said the country faces debt levels cascading to unstable levels, credit ratings downgrades, and the need for severe tax increases and reductions in spending if we don't act now to reverse the trend. That forum will take place this evening at Workers' House on Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And in international business news, aside from the food on Thanksgiving Day, most people look forward to the shopping. And it seems Apple will be the latest retailer to open stores at Thanksgiving to get a jump on Black Friday shopping. Info Apple Store made the disclosure attributing the information to people who know how the store is preparing. Several Apple chains are expected to open, inclusive of its Fifth Avenue store in New York City, San Francisco, San Diego, and Miami, among others. Sears and Target have also announced plans to open their doors that day. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.